بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي السلام عليكم. So we are on the cusp of Ramadan. Allahumma barik. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala selected um, us to witness another blessed month of Ramadan. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all of you and give you a productive and beneficial Ramadan in which you achieve the ultimate purpose of Ramadan, which is to attain taqwa and the forgiveness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I wanted to talk about the beneficial psychological and mental health benefits of fasting, of Siyam. And there are a number of studies that have looked into this, and I think it's really beneficial to talk about it and to discuss it because, subhanAllah, a lot of people are aware of the physical health benefits. So top elite athletes, especially now, Premier League footballers, fast, and they recommend or they report the significant improvement in fitness. And obviously, it's quite fashionable for people to engage in intermittent fasting, those who are into their exercise regimes. But often one of the neglected areas is the psychological and mental health benefits of fasting. So I thought I would just very briefly talk about that. So fasting has a very positive effect on the mind and contributes to the best psychological benefits of fasting in Ramadan. So it has what we call a brain boosting power. Many studies have been conducted looking into this, and one study showed that during Ramadan, people achieve better mental focus. So during fasting, intellectual activity, learning, memory, and alertness will be increased because fasting stimulates the function of a protein called a brain-derived neurotrophic factor, and this protein is involved in the generation of new nerve cells. It also increases the resistance of nerve cells to stress. So during fasting, during Siyam, autophagy starts in which damaged parts of cells are removed and cell growth is turned off. So neurons, which are basically the brain cells, will be in a stress-resistant state. So when you eat after fasting, neurons then shift to growth mode, and neurons make a lot of proteins and new synapses. So what are some of the psychological and mental health benefits of fasting? We get mood elevation. So when you fast, you get production of new brain cells and the preservation of existing brain cells. And Ramadan fasting is long-term fasting in which inflammatory cytokines decrease and proteins increase. So after a period of fasting, the inflammatory cytokines decrease and an increase in proteins eventually leads to brain cells and nerve protection. Collectively, this contributes to better mental health and mood improvement during fasting. Studies have also shown that people's anxiety levels go down because in Ramadan, individuals tend to become more social and visit others for example, iftar and suhoor. You ask about your friends and family and keep in touch more frequently, which is one of the benefits. Also, you're following a routine that you know many people worldwide, and all your social circles are following the same routine. And this can be very beneficial. Furthermore, people tend to give more sadaqah during Ramadan, which improves self-esteem, self-confidence, and it can get rid of negative thoughts. It also can help overcome depressive episodes. So after 12 to 18 hours of fasting, the majority of people will have good food for iftar. And then people will recognize the ni'mah, the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, become more grateful, give shukr for being able to spend time with your family and eating food which Allah has blessed you with. People report a sense of pride, having accomplished a fast, which improves self-esteem, and it kind of distracts you from negative thoughts and negative emotions. And obviously Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions that Allah bi dhikrillahi tatma'innul qulub, surely in the remembrance of Allah do hearts find rest. So praying, engaging in more ibadah, taraweeh, qiyam, reading Quran, this has a positive effect on mental health in terms of barakah and finding peace and solace. Also, fasting removes toxins from the body. and at a certain point, your brain gets hit with a high concentration of endorphins, which is referred to as happy hormones, and makes you feel good and alleviates depression. Focus can also increase when somebody is fasting. So like I mentioned, the concentration of the endorphins increases. But these hormones are great for your mental health because they make you happy. You can focus on your work when you have better brain function. You also will feel happy and your stress level will be low. So on normal days when you're not fasting, you may be worried about what to eat and what not to eat. So fasting distracts you from your goal. So you save a lot of time from thinking about food in that sense. And because there's a decrease in depression, negative thoughts and anxiety may help you to focus on your work, can make you more attentive. Again, endorphins released helps improve focus. You may leave, well, you will leave bad habits. So for those people who smoke, they will not smoke during their fast. Engage in more sadaqah, engage more ibadah, and this brings calmness and inner peace, and also gives you more mindfulness, allows you to be more mindful. Better self-control. So Ramadan is all about, patience, tolerance, having sabr and self-control because of the absence of distraction with the fulfillment of cravings during kind of the daytime when fasting. So the ruh, the soul, acquires a proportion of power. This spirit allows you to kind of be able to control your desires. So also during the fasting hours, obviously you're not going to be overindulging in activities such as overeating or other activities. So during fasting, you restrain your stomach, your tongue, your eyes, your ears, your hands, your legs, and your mind. And this helps control your physical appetite and also gives you the ability, inshallah, to control negative emotions and actions. So yeah, there's also a study that was conducted looking at the positive effects of mental health effects of fasting on students. And this was a really interesting study. I did discuss it last year, so I don't want to go over it again. But essentially, what they found was that fasting basically leads to the promotion of overall psychological well-being, self-acceptance, autonomy, positive relations, environmental mastery, and personal growth among students who fasted in the month. So inshallah, that was beneficial. Hopefully, I'm planning to do some podcast time willing and guests. Hopefully, we'll be able to tie up some guests with Brother Gabriel, maybe Hamza as well, Zorzis, to talk about this and maybe do some Q&A about kind of the mental health aspect and focusing on psychological well-being. So inshallah, until next time, this is your brother, Dr. Abu Isa. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.